Bonjour et bienvenue sur le podcast SimNation. Je m'appelle Yann et aujourd'hui je suis accompagné par la magnifique Fallon.
What? Hi!
Et un peu moi super Pablo.
I'm like thinking, he's probably saying I have a fat head or something.
No, I said that I'm joined by the gorgeous Fallon and slightly less gorgeous Pablo.
Oh, damn. Still, that was amazing. Everybody
Thanks.
clap in the comment section. Type clap, clap. So, yes, welcome. And this week we have, again, so many news that, you're going to be mind blown in all languages, by the way. And, of course, you're going to have Fallon's mods coming later on. But first, we got some news that we like to cover. And one of them is like, well, I heard that lacking all kind of sources and materials for the well, James, the guy who's the SimNation forums, he mentioned that Cities XXL got multi-core support, which I'm sorry, but I find it hilarious that a game with no gameplay has now multi-core support. I didn't even know they were supporting the game at all. So
Neither did I. But the game did have huge lag spike problems.
oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
On
'cause
big cities?
Do you remember building a city up and playing for like 3 hours and then all of a sudden everything got so goddamn slow and choppy and laggy and it just went all weird? So I'm hoping that's fixed.
Oh wow.
But
Okay,
this
well,
is
I
one
hope-
of those stories we bring you because someone heard it from someone who heard it from someone else who heard it from their cousin who heard it from their uncle who heard it from their aunt.
From somebody who
And-
made it up. But you know what? Like, I personally didn't even care to check. That's so bad. I'm just gonna trust the white puppy
trust
and
James.
James that they know what they're talking about. Just he wouldn't fuck you all. So
Could be like a wiki thing. Maybe they just typed it up.
yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's just the thing with Cities XL is that the cities look beautiful, but there's no city simulation. Like, it's not about city simulation. It's about trading because they're like a bank company that decided to make games. So they kind of like ended up that way. They make some good games, by the way. What's the company? Is Monte Cristo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made
I put
one
the
game that I
link
really
to the
liked.
news article.
Yeah, Airlines Tycoon. I really have fun with that one. Although it was kind of broken. I always picked the green guy, and the green guy was always the single targeted guy who everybody would sabotage to. So I had to play other colors so I wouldn't get sabotaged all the time. It was kind of broken. But the game even had stock options, like which game has that? But it was fun.
Yeah, I actually found a news article on PC Games N. And it's actually it's not a patch to Cities XL. It's a new version of the game called Cities XXL.
Just simulate it. Don't make it bigger.
Yeah, it's been announced by Focus Home. We don't have many details according to this, but it will use multi-core CPUs. Basically, from the Cities XL Facebook, if I can find the quote. We're thrilled to announce the return of the world's largest city builder, filled to the brim with new features, allowing you to expand the scope of the game further than any Cities XL game before it.
Nice.
Introducing Cities X. But yeah, it's just they say it's gonna have multi-core, and that's all that we know. And it's called Cities XXL.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that is good.
New features, buildings, and other details will be revealed in the coming weeks, and we'll be covering it, of course. And that's it. That's all they said.
That's all we got, guys.
Yeah. And that's it. That's it. I can't find anything else on their Facebook or anything. So that's it.
Oh well,
Wow.
there you go.
And we'll see how it goes. I'll
Where's
keep
that
looking
company
into
from?
this,
Do you know that?
Focus Entertainment or Focus Home, I think they are.
Oh damn! I'm getting. Why am I getting Skype sound alerts? Oh my.
I don't know what
Your
Skype
camera
sound
keeps going
alerts
off and on.
means.
Oh, damn.
They're based in Paris, France, which our intro was was actually quite.
Yeah, I don't speak French, so it's like, yeah, you could have said I was a fat
Jan
human.
does. So,
yeah.
I barely speak English.
We're covering a game that is released by a French company, and we inevitably had made the coincidence of doing the intro in French. So
that is really nice. That's a nice touch. Well,
that's
well.
it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cities Skylines, which we love to cover, there's nothing new about it. I made an update to the design of the thing. I don't know if you saw, but somebody challenged me to make the main menu, and I was like, sure. And I made the main menu. It's on our forums. And yeah, I mean...
I'm looking now.
Oh yeah, they seem to like it. It's funny that people go like, just hire them already. Like
that was one of the things. Yeah, it was just hire him for Christ's sake, and they are really good. So,
well, thank you. I mean, it's not that I think it would be great to contribute to a company like that, but I think they already have a designer. That's the issue. Doing the current UI.
If they have a designer, he's slightly shit.
Shut up. Just saying, like, I'm not gonna take somebody's job, but anyways.
Yeah,
I
sure
love the
you do.
little news snippet on this.
What? Sorry, what?
I love the little fake news snippet on the main menu.
The meal one.
Yeah.
That Paradox to give SimNation free copies of Cities Skylines, says a mysterious man in a suit. No, true story by mysterious man in a suit. Yeah.
It is a nice touch. But yeah, we have no news this week. As usual, all news is going to come out actually today when you watch this podcast, if you're watching it on the day of release.
Yes.
Because that's how it works with us.
That's how the world works, kids.
You weren't born.
They have that every, so.
You weren't born before your first podcast, so that's why.
Wow. Are we that old? That awesome? We've been here before the
John was
internet.
only born into existence on that first day, and that's why he didn't have. That's why we have this. Who knew? We didn't know. We didn't know that would happen. And besides, when we started it, there was tons of stuff to talk about.
So behold, maybe
because it hadn't even come out yet, so we picked the perfect day.
Oh right, because when we started, it was the Sims 4 about to come out era. So there's always like news everywhere and like snapshots and interviews. Now the game is out. SimCity died. Like I just like, and sorry, but I keep analytics of the traffic, and SimCity is almost dead, and that's for like all the content that we have. So I mean, I still kind of keep making content for it, but slower because it is kind of dead, to be honest. But yes, I am really betting on Cities Skylines.
Yes, so am I. And now I'm kind of slightly looking forward to Cities XXL.
Oh yeah, you can ever have too many X's. Coming soon.
Wouldn't it just be like a copy of the other one, but with multi-core? Is that like what it is?
I somehow have the feeling that's what might happen. It's just
and
going to
then
be
somebody
the other
adds
one
an
with
X.
multi-core support.
Yeah.
And they didn't want a
with Paint,
copyright
the
problem,
XXL.
so they added extra X on there.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same company that's releasing the new one, so
yeah.
they already own the other one.
So wait, and do we have any The Sims 4 news or The Sims news? Maybe
No.
there's a bad version of The Sims 4 coming for mobile. I mean, it has to happen. and they're kind of shooting the Sims on the foot, because I was talking to somebody and she was like, "Oh, The Sims, yeah, I don't like the game. It's like kind of boring. You have to visit your neighbors and so on." Like, what? What do you play? I don't know. And in the iPod Touch, and I was like, no, you didn't play this. It's the mobile version. It's not the game itself. Like, so they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot with making like bad games just to make a few more bucks out of it. Because then they get this idea of some people like, oh yeah, a game you just have to visit neighbors and do nothing.
Well, it's like a good concept to try to reach a larger group of people, and a lot of people do play games on their like phones or iPads or whatever, but you can't. It's like a stupid dumbed down version. Who wants to play unless it was unless you're like 7 or 8 and you can't,
and you're gonna take whatever they give you.
Take whatever you get. Like no, you have not played The Sims until you've played either 1, 2, or 3, the actual real computer version. I never even played the console version because I didn't want like stupid. I don't want restricted. If you can't make it the exact same, then I don't want to play it. I don't want some chopped in half version.
I think the closest one, however, was The Sims 1 for the PlayStation, which I think it was 3D. Unlike The Sims 1, which only the characters were 3D. And that had like the queue system and it had like a build mode, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, that was kind of like the less dumbed down version. But then eventually it became obvious that, with all the expansion packs and so on, you want to play in that stuff, definitely.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's EA's thing. They know that their idiotic fanboys are going to buy anything they ever release and just... if they came out with the Sims
they have an
board
IP
game,
and exploit it.
I'm sure they came out with a Sims board game at some point. Not if, they probably have. And everyone of the fanboys owns it because it makes money. And they're like, well, let's just release crap content and everyone will own it.
Yeah, probably. And I guess they know how much they're going to sell, so they know how much to invest beforehand.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works. Oh, there were rumors of the Sims movie long time ago, like long time ago, and then like a year or so ago, and I was like, and it was gonna be drama. It's like
movie, just like a drama, live action
really?
movie.
So it's just gonna be a movie, a normal movie.
Just a movie. That's all I could think of. At least if somebody was controlling them, at least. But no, I don't know.
Well,
like
that's the thing. Idiotic game movies are a thing.
Yeah.
Like what was that one? What was there's the Minecraft one that they're making at the moment, which
no way.
They made a Halo movie, but I didn't.
There was a
see
Halo
it.
movie.
But,
there was a
okay, but at least Halo kind of feels like it could be action. Maybe it could be interesting if pulled off correctly.
Oh,
Well, there was a bunch of movies, and usually they're all shit.
Oh yeah, well, they're
the
licensed
Halo
movies, just like licensed games of movies. Battleship,
Halo one's on Netflix.
the board game that was made into a movie that then was made into a video game of the movie of the board game. I mean, come on, give me a break. And there were aliens. Like, what the fuck? What happened here? Aliens.
There's Clue.
Oh, Battleship.
That's the thing. It's like I still played the Battleship with some of my friends. You know, the normal Battleship. When you draw on the squares, and it's like, yay, the board game. But then I watched the movie and I was like, what the hell?
This is not like the board game.
Like, what is happening?
But I don't think that was supposed to be off of the board game because that was about aliens.
Oh, but they said it was off the board game. Clearly, then it had nothing to do. But they wanted to use the IP, just like they use with everything else, of Battleship. Just that. I mean, it would be quite boring if they were like, C4. Ha! You didn't hit me. Like that wouldn't have been a movie really. But if you put aliens there and a few explosions.
But I started watching it and I was like, ooh, aliens. Well, this still might turn out good because sometimes it's fun to see aliens destroy everything. And then I was like, wait, Rihanna's in this?
Oh, the guy from True Blood's in it too.
And then I was immediately thinking, how quickly are they gonna shoehorn a Rihanna song into this? Oh wait, they already did.
They did?
Yeah, I think Umbrella's in there. Can't remember, it's been a while since I watched it.
A missile is coming. Don't worry, I got my umbrella.
Exactly.
No.
I'm frozen.
And Jan is in the best frozen position.
Jan is frozen and Pablo looks a bit pixelated.
No. Why? My face. Oh, there we go. I'm better.
He's a mosaic. Jan is frozen like the like this.
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah,
we got this week's thumbnail.
Yeah.
Did you see last week's thumbnail? Oh my god.
Yeah, I did. It was so funny. It was all of us making fun of Jan's frozen turtle face.
We're all three the same.
I don't even know what we were talking about because we got in a battleship.
Oh yeah, The Sims 4, but there were no news.
They made Clue, but anyways, yeah. So The Sims 4, we
what do we
can't
do with
really
Jan?
have. Just leave him. If we turn his camera off, it'll have to restart his whole computer.
That's gonna be the intro. Yeah, please go on.
there's not really because like I mean at least we keep saying this every week. I mean it's not really productive to like keep your player base, in La La Land the whole month or 2 months or whatever in between you doing stuff, updating the game. Like
That is
you don't.
interesting, though.
What?
That is interesting because before a game would be released and that was it. And now times have changed. Like a game is released and it's like a community starts to grow and people want you to like keep making content, keep getting them updated. What I think it's just way better than just releasing a game. That's it. But it's funny how things have changed. Like before a game would be released and there was a bug, that bug is gonna stay there for eternity because no one's gonna fix it. And now, since you can release it with bugs, they just do. But things have changed for the better, I think. But oh well.
Yeah, but that's the internet. I mean, the internet created this community around every game where it's very interactive and the fans are able to voice their opinion. I mean, before you would have to, I don't know, send a handwritten note to the publisher.
Yeah.
And now you can just go on their forums and, press caps lock and be like, I hate this game, this bug is annoying. Ah!
If only we could have seen Jan do that.
I'm gonna do it for him.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing now. It's much more interactive, and fans like to know what's happening with their game, and they, especially if you really enjoy it and are looking forward to it, you kind of want to know what's coming for the game, and you want to interact with the developers because sometimes they do things that they don't notice they do, and then this way a community can contribute back. But with EA's case, they're still in that mindset of there is no fucking internet. We don't give a shit. Here is our product.
Yeah.
If you like it, good. If you don't like it, well, fuck off.
It's interesting. Like a lot of big companies are still in that model. Even like Apple, or mostly Apple, companies like that. Apple is like the kind of company that will say like, this is the most perfect product ever. Don't talk about it and just give it to you. They are now listening to feedback, but it's so slow on them. Like slowly starting to take feedback. And like it gets old game companies based on like old foundations. They're still in that mindset of, we're going to make a game. We know how to get the money out of you, so we don't need you to tell us anything. We're just going to try to get money out of you. So, and then I'm sure you get like smaller and therefore more agile companies like, say, well, Paradox, which is a publisher, but, all the companies they work with, or like all the smaller or even indies developers who are like, well, they're on the newer era and they want to hear from feedback because that is the movement now. That's how things work. You listen to feedback, and that's how you get an edge on everybody else.
Yeah, but we want
unless you have a bunch of money.
But yeah, these old companies should adapt. I mean, in the end,
because they can shove it in with marketing.
They're kind of listening to feedback.
If they couldn't use marketing to sell the game, they would die the next day. They're shoving it into your mouth through marketing. That's the only way they can make it.
Shoving it in your mouth. They're kind of like looking at feedback now. Like they probably realize like a tiny bit that if they just keep doing whatever the fuck they want to do, then like
slowly, very slowly, but they're trying.
Sims community is like soccer fans that will like kill you. Like,
what?
Over. No, I don't mean like that. I mean like they are like a giant force. Soccer fans are so like impassioned. They are just like you can't mess with Sims fans. They'll like completely obliterate you.
They're quite tight, huh?
Oh yeah, they will fight. They will. There could be a game-breaking bug in The Sims, like your Sims could not walk through a door or something. And they would defend EA to the last drop of blood in their body, going, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's just a little mistake. Oh, EA can totally,
well, no, that's not what I mean.
But by the way, in case somebody didn't get it, Jans doesn't like EA. But just to be clear.
No, I mean, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, they will bitch and complain and moan until the sun goes down. And then comes up and then goes down again.
That's true. You do have two kind of two sets of them. one
Yeah,
set
you
will
have two
defend
sets.
EA no matter what, and the other will complain no matter what.
Oh yeah. And SimCity got most of the second one because of the disaster launch, and then the some disappointing mechanics. But yeah, and The Sims has that, but yeah, a little bit also due to the fact that The Sims 4 didn't have pools and so on, and toddlers, but yeah, I guess it's just bound to happen. Which, by the way, I saw a comment like they finally announced the pools the other week and so on, and I saw the comments on YouTube, and of course there was a very avoided comment going like, "Okay, now where's toddlers?" And I'm like, they're announcing a feature and you're already biting the next one. Hold a second, damn it. I mean,
Well, that's because that was the person that can't live their Sims life without having a life stage.
no, that person
That's
wouldn't even use
useless.
toddlers. That's the most annoying part.
They didn't?
No,
Oh.
but I'm sure you like just gonna use toddlers once and like, oh, these damn stations grow already, But you have to add a stage that completely changes the game. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, we probably said this a long time ago, but at least maybe there could be lying out of their teeth when they say this, just to make it seem like they've got a hard time. But yeah, and so he's going to be frozen the whole time. They claim that they'd have to make completely unique animations to separate toddlers from the rest of the life stages. Oh, he turned.
He turned it up. Now Fallon's gonna
But you're
slowly start to
frozen.
break.
Either way, though. Yeah, so they were like, just like why they said they made teens and young adults the same height. Because otherwise they'd have to make completely separate animations that fit the height of the teens, and then, the animations that fit the height of the adults. My camera's fine, it never breaks.
I'm listening to you, I swear to God, but on my screen you're broken because he left.
Yeah, he just left now.
Oh, but you're split in two.
I'm always split in two.
Come on.
Jan wasn't supposed to disconnect.
Can you move to a side? Either side is fine. Whichever is more comfortable for you.
It's okay?
That works.
He was supposed to stay, just frozen.
Traitor! Well, I
He
guess...
knows it's gonna...
Yeah.
Well, like... I'm so cute. Look at me. I have a dog hat on my head.
You're so
I look like a
cute.
boy. I look like a boy, don't I?
No.
Because you can't see my hair.
Oh.
It's all
It's-
enveloped in the dog
It's short
hat.
now, right?
Yeah, it's so short that the hat almost completely covers all my hair. Oh.
Well, I guess we can
Let's look
just
at-
move to the mods, right? Until he comes back. But definitely move
Yeah.
to either side because right now you have one eye.
Wait. Yeah, it's not really comfortable. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but like just either side is fine. Can you just move your... you don't have a chair, right? I mean, that's
So-
perfect.
Are we keeping this in, or are we cutting? Are you going to remember to cut this out?
No, there's no way like, I'm keeping this in. F it.
Jan doesn't play The Sims anyway. He don't care.
Oh yeah, that's why he'll just join in whenever he ends up restarting his computer. Meanwhile, let's go to
Ugh.
Fallon's mods.
I saved the best one for you, Pablo, at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first mod. So the long time ago, we did the coffee gives more energy mod, and then this is similar. It's the orange juice gives you energy for like your kids, because kids don't drink coffee, but they can drink orange juice. So now it gives you energy. So there's like actually a reason to drink orange juice in the game, instead of just your sim being crazy and wanting to drink juice all day long every day. For no other reason than to drink juice.
Nice. So you get
So
a
it
little
has
energy.
different. Yeah, it has the different versions, like the coffee one, where you have the light energy, the medium energy, and the strong energy. That way, if you need to, instead of drinking like 2 or 3 cups, you can pick the strongest one. And the Sims kind of do, like, it's so weird. I notice when I play. I have to keep moving over. Like, it seems like my Sims will be fine. They'll all be in the green. And then, like, 3 seconds later, like, everything will just drop to red. I'm like, Whoa, you were just okay. Now you have to pee, and now you're hungry and sleepy all at the same time. I don't know what happened.
That's the
But yeah,
Sims
so
in a sentence.
it is The Sims. They it's like they put some coding in there. Your Sims will just crash out. So yeah, orange juice one.
Yay.
Bueno.
Oh,
And so the picture though is so funny of the little girl in the
yeah, and
chair.
they're like,
She's like,
this is smooth. You know?
she's like, and now welcome to another episode of your midnight hour.
Today we're trying juice. Good for you.
The next one is I have to test this actually. There's not really so this next one is the pregnancy scan. It tells you the gender and the number of babies that your sim will have when they're pregnant. So this makes me believe that it does in fact get determined by when you're pregnant, not when you go into labor. But some people have said like they kept re-rolling the scan to test it out, and it gave them different options, and then like the last option was the one that their sim had. Like the one in the comments said, I did it twice. The first time it said I was going to have twins. The second time it said I was going to have triplets, and I had triplets.
Oh, so if you keep scanning, you are gonna get. If
It's
you
not
keep,
supposed to happen that way.
but if you do it three times in a row, would you get 3 different results?
It's not supposed to happen that way. You're supposed to get the same result. So it could be like a fluke.
Yeah, or maybe internally, like every day or every X amount of hours, it changes what you can get.
Yeah, I mean, I'm too, well.
Oh, because maybe there's some ways to affect it.
Well, like before, remember, I had to test it, but before we were thinking like, you know, if you saved the game before your sim went into labor, you could keep, you know, reloading it.
Yeah.
And then seeing if the babies would come out differently. But so I'm thinking that it's supposed to be set by your sim actually getting pregnant. Because the person who made it was like, I kept doing it and that didn't happen. He was saying maybe because maybe you had, I don't know. Of course, if you have too many sims in your household and you're going to have quadruplets, but you have too many sims, you're only going to have as many as it will let you.
Right.
To fill out your...
To fill out your...
If you have 6 people in your family, you can't have quadruplets. You can only have twins.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but that's still good, though, because at least you'll know, like, okay...
Yeah, I think it's a nice...
Gotta get pregnant again, because I'm having...
Yeah.
Or, like, go back to a save and, like, get pregnant again. Gotta keep re-rolling. My Sim's just...
Throwing the dice. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Jan, you back?
Yeah, not with video, though.
Why? Oh, it's stuck?
Oh, am I not split now? Can I sit normally? I think I'm getting a leg cramp.
The camera's completely broken.
Oh, the camera's broken?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, damn.
Did you say it worked better on your other computer?
Sorry. Before your leg dies. Yeah, you can totally sit fine now.
Oh, sweet mother. I was like getting a cramp. I was like leaning on like one leg.
Oh. Yes. Next thing.
Yeah. So this is good. So I'm gonna try this out. Okay. So the next one, these two will be slightly similar. The first one is it keeps your instruments in your inventory. It adds like a little action cue kind of script so that when your sim gets done playing their instrument that they can put in their inventory, then they'll automatically put it in their inventory instead of just leaving it on the floor randomly wherever. They like to do that, especially like if they're not at home. They like to just like put it down.
When not home?
Like, you know, your Sims will just like say you take it with you somewhere.
Oh.
And then you play it. It'll just leave it on the floor.
Bastards.
So it just makes sure that every time your sim gets done playing, that they'll put it in their inventory. And that way you don't have to worry about them like leaving it somewhere because they're Sims. And then having to like call the police, track down your violin or your guitar or whatever.
Right.
24-hour missing instrument report.
Well, I guess that's nice. Yeah. What else? Oh, I see why. The other one. Right.
Yeah. And then the one after that one is the put your books away. Oh my God, the Sims so much annoy me. They just leave it everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just same like with the dirty dishes. The books. The books just no.
Yeah, you gotta sleep on them.
You can. Like, and then they disappear. They don't even put them away when they're like doing stuff. It like disappears into their sim pocket and then they do something and then it pops back out. No. So this mod adds an action for them to put the books. Some people in this call are unable to see group video. Close. It adds an action for them to automatically put the books back in the bookshelf when they're done using them instead of leaving them all over the place. And then you're like, where's that book?
Okay.
It's like hidden behind the computer and you're like, I can find the book.
Yeah, I agree. This is a good mod. Like, this is one of the things that you like. I wish the game worked a little bit more like this way. This mod is one of those. And especially because this is something I would totally use. Because that I'm OCD and just seeing a bunch of books like, no, you just can't leave it there. You know,
and it's weird because the Sims now, before in like Sims 3, they had to be neat Sims to automatically wash their hands after they use the bathroom. But in the Sims 4 now, they automatically wash their hands. So they do have stuff that is automatically queued up like that. But why they didn't do it for like books and stuff is just kind of weird.
Oh, I guess they just wanted to, I guess one of the failure states of the game is having a messy house, right? So this forces you to have some more messiness that you have to take care of. Right, since you're playing in house way more than before, so it's just a failure state, I believe, but it's quite annoying as a failure state.
It is. Or if you're like me and you make your Sims pick up after themselves, my lazy Sim was like stressed out because he cleaned too much. Or he's like, I'm stressed out from cleaning too much. I'm too lazy to be doing all this cleaning stuff.
This
I'm
is not for me.
Thanks. I will be the one to drag the book back over to the bookshelf. You piece of crap.
Yes.
Yeah. So Pablo.
Yes.
I looked for it. I'm sorry if you did put it in a comment because the videos don't go directly to YouTube. I'm too lazy to click on YouTube. So the last mod is not on Mod The Sims. It's on a different site. It's the menu enabler. So while your sim is at work or away from the lot, you will be able to click on all of their little menu stuff like normal, and you'll be able to see see their moods. See their needs and see like if they need to pee or if they need some fun time or whatever.
I still don't understand why that wasn't in the base game.
I guess they wanted to hide it so you don't worry about it while at work, but you have to worry about it while work. So
yeah, well, it's kind of it's weird because yes, I like seeing how my Sims are doing at work, but because they got rid of like that whole like NPC kind of thing, it doesn't even matter. Like if you're low, well, like I don't know, like if your Sims don't pee while at work anymore, or they don't go take their lunch break at work anymore. They just all they can do is like talk to people to increase their social or like relax to like have more fun. So it's I guess you kind of don't need to see like you can't do anything if they need to pee. You can't make them pee if they're at work. So
yeah,
I guess it was to try to like save you the
trying to worry about it. It helps new players definitely, but for me it was annoying because if you are switching through members of your household and one of them was at work, it closes the tab, and then you have to go and open it up for the next guy. And that was kind of annoying because I was trying to pan through them and see who needed something. And one of them was at work and the asshole had to close it for everybody else. Another mod that would be amazingly good, and I hope somebody please does it, please, is that whenever you change the size of these things, it stays that way, and it stays that way for all of the Sims, because sometimes the inventory can get large and you want to like stretch it, and then you go to the next sim and bam, it goes back down. And if you close the game, of course, that's going to reset for whatever change you made.
Oh, yeah.
So like I keep like resetting, like every time I go into a game, I make sure all the windows are in the same spot and the same size and so on, and I get OCD because I switch through them and they all have different sizes, and I start to get that glitch in my head. So like, please, I mean, for OCD people, this is like, oh, and also, by the way, Maxis, I can see here in the zoomed in picture, you have like a little glitch here. The arrow is not completely connected to the window. That is something to fix. Go ahead and should look into that. Anyway, yes.
What?
Sorry, back to you, Fallon.
What arrow?
Oh, you see
Are we talking?
the work button that has the arrow?
Oh, there's like a little thin, tiny line.
Yes, it's not fully connected to the window.
Maybe it's supposed to be like that.
No way. As a UI designer, you would get like fired. I don't know. Well, you should.
Oh,
But
yeah. I kind of.
By the way, great job in the UI. Just saying, like some stuff are like just plain stupid.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm like that, but only with the relationship bar, because if my Sims have so many, I always have to drag it out so I can see them all at once. Unless they happen to have 20 people, and then you just have to keep scrolling. But I don't know. I mean, because there's no way. It's I don't know. Yeah, it happens. It's like that because I guess you can't determine.
please keep talking. I don't want to interrupt you.
How much? Oh, you're doing this now. He was making fun of you.
No, I'm not making fun of you.
They can't determine how much stuff your sim has between each other. I guess they could if they really wanted to. They're lazy. Maybe they're lazy.
Just save it, and also make it grid locking. So if I keep extending it, make it so that all blocks fit in the screen. Like I don't want to have like 3 blocks and a half of size for the window, right? I want to see like if I see 4 rows of items, I want to see 4 rows of items, right?
Oh, like it automatically
like snapping.
Yeah.
And make it way easier for the OCD people like me. I mean, you gotta make user interfaces have to be for OCD people. I mean, come on.
But some of us aren't OCD now.
What?
Basically, you have to
make everything just for Pablo.
Yeah.
And now I need to make the UI for this, but they won't even care.
Well, Pablo, why don't you try to get hired by EA? And you can make the UI of The Sims 5 only if The Sims 4 does well enough that they continue making The Sims.
They're all going to keep making The Sims until you die. I mean, come on.
I want them to make virtual Sims. I want this to be like a SAO, like a Sword Art Online Sims where I'm in the game. Then just strap me in and I won't have to worry about real life because I'll have all my money in the game. I'll live a better life through my sim. No, can you imagine? We don't have news anyways. Can you imagine how many people would elect to live in the sim world and not the real world?
Well, it's kind of like Second Life, I guess, but
you'd be everyone would be a freaking millionaire. You'd have freaking cupcake machines and giant telescopes and like plant microscope, slide thingy analyzer.
Yes, but you could die out of a cup that is sitting on the floor. I mean, I don't know, it's too dangerous for me.
Well, not in The Sims 4, you can step over it.
Oh, right, that is good.
And you can both go down the stairs when there's a fire. I mean, you might still die from the fire because you'll be stuck there like, fire.
I need to say this, like all the Sims 3 players complain about the Sims 4 being like really dumbed down and so on. Your Sims die out of a cup in the floor and non-moving cup on the floor.
That they put on the floor themselves.
Yes. They put it down the floor and they suicide out of it.
Yeah.
I think actually no. Maybe that's like actually like in the game on purpose. So because once your sim gets so like fed up with their sim life, they put the cup there themselves so that they can die.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, I would live in the Sims world a little bit, at least with because I don't know, Sims vampires kind of suck. I'd be a millionaire and I'd have a pool on my roof.
So what?
Would that mean that someone would control you if you're playing in The Sims?
In the virtual reality, though,
on The Sims,
you'd be controlling yourself. You'd be the user controlling yourself in the virtual reality.
If you worked like The Sims, you would be controlled. There was a movie actually that people could rent other people's bodies. You told me about it.
I told you, yeah, but they used them for like sex and stuff.
See, that would be The Sims. It would be quite creepy if you think about it.
This is not Second Life, okay? Or Half-Life? Second Life?
Second Life.
Second Life, okay. No, I mean, you'd be like in the virtual reality, you're physically controlling your character. It'd be weird though, like you probably couldn't control multiple characters at once, because then you'd just be jumping like bodies.
Yeah, but do you imagine living in the sim world and how frustrated you would get about after 5 minutes when you would have read, like, okay, maybe a week after you've read all the 5 books that are in there. The TV always continues the same bloody thing.
You can't understand a word.
Books. Actually, you wouldn't be reading the book.
Stupid as a carrot.
You wouldn't be reading the books anyways, though, because they're all in Simlish.
I think I would just...
Exactly. You couldn't understand anything.
Is this upside down? Which is the right way?
But it would be the same as if you playing it on your computer. You can't read what you can't see what they're chatting about on the chat with someone. But if you live,
that is all you had, right? I mean, I think I would be mostly frustrated, like, I'm being pinged for 20 minutes, right? Like, just that.
I'm sitting on the toilet.
I don't want to pee anymore.
Why is there a blur on my body? No, it probably would be.
Make it go away.
They'd probably have to take the blur off. Mushrooms?
Well, something must be causing that blur.
Oh. I'm like, please tell me your body's not made up of mushrooms.
Also, if you came into the sim world, all your bits would mysteriously disappear.
True. Hey, baby, when I like,
oh
damn.
How do they do now? How do they? It would be in the future. They'd have that worked out. You would have parts. You wouldn't have a blur. You'd have parts. It'd be like Sword Art Online. They had parts, and that's why there's no gender switching. So it would be like Sims Online, but Sims Virtual.
There was an MMO where you had like parts, body parts. I mean,
have you never seen Sword Art Online?
Sword Online?
Sword Art, it's an anime. And the anime is based off of characters that get trapped in a virtual reality world. And if they die in the world, then they die in real life because they're hooked up to a machine that's going to fry their brain.
Is that a movie?
Because it's an anime.
Oh, an anime. All right.
So it was basically like, because it's hooked up to your mind, and you're kind of like going in there with your mind, you have to be the same gender or else you'll get like screwed up mentally. Because you'll be like, I have no man parts. This is really messing with my with my mind here and stuff. So they had parts.
Yeah, but they kind of pulled the same kind of trick in the Matrix. If you died in the Matrix, you died outside the Matrix, and the same in Inception. If you died in the dream, you died for real.
Yeah.
It was true. There's a bunch of these things that encompass these
because in the Matrix,
at least
you were hooked up
pictures to show.
Yeah.
They're safe. They're safe.
I wouldn't want to get stuck in the Sims world, but there would be some people that probably would want to get stuck in because their life would be so much more fun than in real life.
Yeah, their life would be so much more fun. I've been talking to this guy all afternoon. I've met him this morning. Let's get married and have babies.
Hey, you never know.
So how do you get babies? I don't know, we kiss, I think. On Sims 1 was kissing. You had to make out. And then there was a chance of getting the option of asking for a baby.
Yeah, you typically had to like seduce them quite a bit. Like they had to be. Oh no, it was The Sims 3. You had to be like in the really alluring state.
Yes.
To even like get into the bed with The Sims.
Right. True. Which kind of makes sense.
Flirt, kiss, massage, hold hands, back rub, whisper in ear, flirt, kiss, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm alluring.
It basically happens as quickly in The Sims as it happens in Teen Mom.
Oh no.
What?
Oh, Teen Mom is bad. They shouldn't have shows like that. It encourages girls to try to have kids when they're like 14, because they'll get on TV shows.
It's one of those stupid shows. No, the one that's better is I didn't know I was pregnant. That's the best one. Because you watch it and you think, oh my god, it's going to be this medical thing where they showed no signs of pregnancy. You know, they didn't get the belly. They didn't have the morning sickness. No. It's stupid women who had 2 babies before, had all the symptoms, and then suddenly had a baby and were like, I didn't know I was pregnant. I was like, how dumb are you?
Oh, because when I watched something like that, it was like these women were like so obese before that they stopped having periods, and then they lost weight, and then they got pregnant and didn't realize it, and then they had their baby like in the toilet.
Yeah.
My God.
I mean,
Wow.
that could happen. So that's all the time we have for today.
Well, actually, wait, hold on. I have a plug. So, yes, because now on SimNation, we are officially covering on the website Cities Skylines. Oh yeah, and that is one badass game. And if you go to simnation.tv, you're gonna find that now. Well, there's a Legacy Challenge episode right there, but below that, you're gonna find the introduction video and of course the dev diaries, which were finally added, so we're all up to date. And you can click the top where it says Cities Skylines. You're gonna be taken to a section, and you're gonna see what's up with the game. And it's taking time to load because it's Skype. But there we go. And yeah, we want to cover it. We just like we're doing with SimCity and The Sims 4, like we did before with those games, and whenever they came out, also cover them with guides and how-tos and covering the mods and so on. And that is something we definitely want to do with Cities Skylines as well. So I think I hit the microphone. So make sure you are following us on Twitter so you get notified of all the and also. Make sure you join us on the forums because that's where we talk about Cities Skylines and all that. It looks like a very promising game, and hopefully the next big thing after SimCity 4, I'd say. So make sure you check that out. And
now for the weather.
Now for the weather, indeed. What's the temperature there, Jan?
I am not entirely sure, but it was quite warm today. Let me quickly
pull
it up.
45 Fahrenheit.
How much?
45 Fahrenheit here.
Cool. How much is that in Celsius, just for me?
I don't know.
I need a converter.
I don't know. It's currently 9 degrees Celsius here.
9 degrees Celsius. I got you 31
Our
degrees.
numbers are higher than yours, right? So
yes.
I'm thinking
Your numbers are weird. It's like 7 degrees Celsius where you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's cold. So whatever cold is over there in Celsius, it's cold. Pablo doesn't even have cold in Argentina.
Yeah, on the south there's always
just
snow.
warm all the time.
You don't live on the south, do you, Pablo?
Well,
You
I'm in
don't?
the middle where it's warm, and on the north it's really hot. But
I'm Pablo. I live where it's always
I'm in
nice and
soft
warm
spot, yes.
all the time. I've
although
never even
it's 31
seen
degrees
snow
here.
in my life.
Oh, by the way, I was in this convention on the weekend showing off my game, and it was so freaking hot that my game was crashing due to the heat of the computer. It was terrible.
Wow.
And I was like debugging it in the middle of the thing, and I was like, wait, I don't know, now it's working. And I touched it, I was like, it's cooler. Damn.
Have fans going on.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
no, the
everyone's
fans were at
computer
max out.
Have
Huh?
been.
Sorry, what?
Wouldn't everyone's computer have been doing that?
No, but mine was a tiny laptop.
Oh, that
And
metal, that nice thick
metal.
metal.
Yes.
Apple MacBook that's just
yeah,
gonna
that it
burn
heats
the
up
crap.
so much. Yes, it heats up like crazy. I would tell people, just touch it here. They were like, oh, that is really hot. And I'm like, yeah, see?
Also, similarly, in the wintertime, it becomes ice cold. You're like, oh, God, oh, and gloves just to type.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Jan, you missed me going all splitzered.
So wait, what is 31 degrees Celsius my temperature in
Probably
Fahrenheit?
like 60 Fahrenheit.
I don't know. Give me a second.
All right, 31 in...
There's an equation.
That is 87.
Oh, nice. That is summer weather.
Yeah, well, he is in the middle of summer.
So basically 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's just think on the scale of 0 to 100, and 100 being hot, 80 is like almost getting really hot.
During the summers, we get into the 90s Fahrenheit here.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think one summer we were like 100 something. It gets really hot.
Yeah, we
But
get
yes.
into the 90s, which is like, around 40 Celsius.
Oh, yeah.
I think
that
the
is-
high this year was 38.
Yeah, we got to 40. We get to 40 at least a couple times in the summer where I am. On the north, I'm sure it's worse. But
Yeah, but you're kind of slightly more in the tropical area than I am.
yeah, it's a different kind of weather. By the way, when it's humid, hot is really annoying and cold is really, really cold. Like, it could be, I don't know, 10 degrees Celsius and you're freezing to death. And you have like all these clothes on you. And I remember when I went south, which is colder in Argentina, and but it's dry weather on the mountains. And I was like with a shirt only, and it was like 0 degrees Celsius for just a short period of time. But I wasn't cold. I was like, I know it's cold, but I don't feel it, because it's dry.
Yeah, it's gonna become that here because our winters are usually quite humid and there's a lot of fog that goes around, so it gets really cold.
Damn, yeah, that's the thing. It's humidity what beats you.
Yeah, and it's the same during the summer. If it's a dry summer, then I can perfectly fine be in 38-degree weather. But if it's a humid summer, 38, you want to murder yourself. You just want to commit suicide because it's so bloody hot.
That's why
It's
most
always-
people suicide here. That's the main reason.
It's always humid here because we're right next to the ocean.
All right. Yeah, I have a river here.
I went on vacation one time, a long time ago, to California, which is on the opposite coast of me, and it's dry heat over there for 2 weeks. And I came back and I stepped out of the airport and I felt like I needed to take a bath. It was like so humid. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm sweating to death. Disgusting.
Yeah, humidity is
And then
like
after
Like good
5
old
minutes
Maryland.
when you're outside, when it's really humid, you just become this sticky mess, and you're like, "Ugh."
yeah, you feel like you start to grow this things the fishes have, and you start to breathe in water after a little bit. Just
You grow gills, Pablo?
Gills.
I like to see that.
I forgot that word. Yeah.
Yeah, at that point when it gets that hot, you do want to grow gills so that you could just be
Yeah.
in the sea all the goddamn time.
Yeah, gills and scales. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Nice.
And just become like an alligator just with the eyes out. Is it called yet?
The evolution of humans.
That would be creepy. I want to evolve into a mermaid, so I don't care.
A mermaid.
I have dreams where I'm a mermaid sometimes.
You do?
I want to know what is the technical difference between a mermaid and a merman? Because beneath the waist, it's all the same.
I guess they have boobies.
It depends on what romance novel you're reading, what
Ah,
the
okay.
difference is.
I guess.
Well, I think they're more like man. I think they're not like fish. I don't think they just squirt out things for your eggs to get impregnated on. I think they're like
Shouldn't it?
dolphins, and it comes out of a hole in the dolphins. Like,
Oh. Because they look
And
quite fishy and like the dolphins. They don't have scales. I mean, the dolphins.
dolphins don't have scales. No,
But,
mermaids,
mermaids
are
do.
typically depicted with like scales, like fish tails. But
And those
I'm-
fishes do that thing.
yeah, they squirt their eggs out, and then they squirt on the eggs.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
I-
boobies are for. That completely escapes me because they're not mammals. So.
Because if the female is up top, they have to
Oh,
look
it's
like
somewhere to.
But what do they
keep
use
their
it
shells.
for?
it's to
It's
entice.
just so that they have
the
somewhere to put their
humans.
shells.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they don't
To
have
keep
to
their
catch them in their
shells,
hand.
right?
It's to entice the humans so that they don't automatically. What is this fish creature? And stab them. Oh, it's got boobies. Oh, boobies. Let me get closer to the boobies.
That's when you only see the female ones. The other guys went like, oh, no,
Oh.
we lost Jan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
For
know.
us. Hey, he's smiling though. It's okay.
But the good thing, when I hear it, we're done. So it barely matters because we're done. So you don't have to restart your computer. Although it was great you were
Didn't
able
talk
to.
about poop, but we did talk about boobies.
Yeah. Like we should on every episode of the SimNation Podcast. That was Fallon right there. That
Bye-bye.
is Jan, who I promise he's waving, right?
We'll wait for Jan. He's not waving.
He's
Fuck
waving.
you.
Trust me. And I was Paulo, and we will see you next time. Oh, this is the most satisfying thing ever. We are God in SimCity 4. Wow, that was loud. Oh, you're gonna eat that, huh? You're gonna eat it. I see. What? Nothing. Okay.
And now she is tossing that salad with her... Stop sticking your finger in your ear! Alright, she's tossing the salad with her earwax.
Welcome.
You need to have them both coming out of your nose like this.
I can't, I just can't. Oh, yeah. Just road trips, man, are killing me. Anyway, let me know whenever we are recording. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Extended Play. I'm your host, this is Stuart, and that is a fancy, fancy sign. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.